Reflection on Revelation 8, 3-5. Another angel who had a golden censer came and stood at the altar. He was given much incense to offer with the prayers of all God's people on the golden altar in front of the throne. The smoke of the incense, together with the prayers of God's people, went up before God from the angel's hand. Then the angel took the censer, filled it with fire from the altar, and hurled it on the earth. And there came peals of thunder, rumblings, flashes of lightning, and an earthquake. This passage struck me deeply today. I've read the book of Revelation before, but I never noticed this part quite like I do now. I've always understood that the smoke of the incense represents the prayers of God's people rising up before His throne. Our prayers as a sweet aroma in His presence. But what caught my attention this time was what happens next. The angel took the censer, filled it with fire from the altar, and hurled it on the earth. It's such a vivid, forceful image. Fire hurled from heaven, followed by thunder, rumblings, lightning, and an earthquake. I find myself wondering, what exactly is this? Is this the judgment of God, or is it His response to the prayers? The prayers rise up to Him, but what comes back down is filled with fire. Fire from His altar. It reminds me of how God's voice is often depicted in Scripture, like thunder, like lightning, with great power and majesty. I can't help but think, could this be both judgment and answer? Our prayers go up as incense, but His response doesn't come as a quiet whisper here. It comes with power, earth-shaking power. There's no mistaking it. This imagery is so weighty. The prayers of the saints, our prayers, are not ignored. They ascend to His throne, and God moves in response. The fire from His altar, the thunder, the lightning, the earthquake, it all speaks of His authority, His voice, His presence. It's as if the very heavens shake in response to the cries of His people. What does this say about prayer? It shows me that prayer is not passive. It's not small. It's not just words spoken into the air. Prayer is powerful. Prayer reaches the very throne of God, and it brings about a response that can shake the earth. I don't know if this part of Revelation is judgment or answer, or perhaps both, but what I do know is this: God hears. He sees the prayers rising before Him like incense, and He responds. Lord, let me never take prayer lightly. Let me remember that my prayers, the prayers of all your people, rise before you in heaven, and that your response carries your authority and power.